Hello viewers of The Pioneer, how are you doing? I hope you're healthy and well. As the Pioneer team, we continue to bring the Russia-Ukraine war to your screens. In a moment, we will examine the latest developments on the front line with you. According to the latest reports, the Russian army has made a big mistake, so much so that this mistake created a big shock overnight. Even Russian sources could not believe what happened, and the cooperation of the Russian soldiers and the Russian air defense systems caused a big problem. In fact, this event that happened at night was quite unexpected. We will get into the details in a moment. It's also worth noting, while the mistakes made by the Russian army cost Russia dearly, the Ukrainian army was not idle. Only a short time after the mistakes made by the Russian air defense systems, the Russian army was shaken with another bad news. So what are the details of the events that took place in the riot hours? Let's take a look at developments together. As the Pioneer team, we continue to bring the Russia-Ukraine war to your screens. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so as not to miss our daily map reports and reports on the agenda. You can also support me and my team by using the super thanks button below the videos. Let's start if you are ready. The Pioneer reports. The ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine continues with different and interesting aspects every day. As it is known, during the war, there is one side of the Russian army that is estimated to be quite superior: air attacks power and air defense power. At the beginning, the air attacks power really looked like it was going to completely destroy Ukraine, because what was known about the Ukrainian army's air attack power was also very limited before the war. Similarly, there was a general belief that Russia's air defense forces would not give the Ukrainian army a chance. The Ukrainian army's air defense forces, on the other hand, was based entirely on systems dating back to the Soviet Union, and this put the Russian army in a more advantageous position. The Ukrainian army started with plans to increase its air attacks power. Keza succeeded in this too, because the Ukrainian armed forces showed the world how drones can be used without fighter jets to gain the upper hand. They even set a very important example of the use of drones in active warfare. In the aforementioned air attacks power of the Russian army, on the other hand, failed, because the air attacks power of the Russian army was exaggerated for show and show purposes. Another issue is the air defense system. Since the beginning of the war, the Ukrainian armed forces have been very successful in the overcoming days in these air defense systems. Many times the Russian army's frontline targets were hit. Not only that, but unmanned aerial vehicles of the Ukrainian armed forces have repeatedly overcome distances of hundreds of kilometers and reached Russian cities. There was also a problem with the Russian air defense systems. That was the unsuccessful firing of the Russian air defense systems and the air defense systems operators who would carry out these firings. Russia, which faced similar problems in the past days, experienced a great shock. Big explosions were heard in the south of Russia. Many images appeared on social media, but at first no one could understand what was happening. Russian sources reported that huge explosions were heard and a violent event was felt in a wide area. As the hours passed, the truth became clear. The Russian military's air defense systems had mistakenly shot down a A-50 Russian spy plane belonging to the Russian army. There was a major crisis over the issue. After this incident, many Russian sources claimed that the Russian air defense systems shot down the Russian A-50 spy plane, while the Ukrainian army sources claimed that the Ukrainian air defense system shot down the spy plane. Making a statement on the subject, Russian war writers made the following statements on the subject. The A-50 plane crashed again and again and again. My comrades, now this has become systematic. Every month we shut down one of our planes with our own missiles. Every time we say how much worse can happen, and it happens. I don't have much to say anymore. We're being dragged into a huge absurdity. Another Russian source also commented on this issue, saying, "It seems that one or even two specially trained by the enemies have entered the air defense systems. One of them shot down his own planes. The other one tries to prevent the first one from being punished, and the triplets try to solve the problems by shooting themselves, making adjustments to systems, and allows so many mistakes." The Ukrainian statements on the issue came from the Lieutenant General Mikhailo Oleshchuk, commander of the Ukrainian Air Force. Oleshchuk said in a statement, "Miss, where are you? Miss?" With a call of sign A-15 made greetings to the occupiers. Happy defenders of the fatherland day. You should celebrate it at home and not tear the coalition. I am grateful to the defense intelligence of the Ukraine and all those who ensured the result. Let's keep working to victory together. There's obviously confusion about the downing of this plane. Both sides initially claimed that they had shot down the Russian A-50 military spy plane that crashed in the southern Russia. In fact, the claims of both sides may be true, because in the following hours another fact came to light. Allegedly, the Russian military had lost another A-50 military spy plane for the second time in one night. So far, there is no clear information about the warfare and whether this plane crashed or not. However, when the claims of both sides come to the similar time, and when we look at the reports of local sources, we can state that it is quite likely that the Russian army has lost another A-50 military spy plane. Problems with Russia's air defense system has increased considerably in recent days. The problems posed by the Russian air defense systems are growing day by day. In recent months, the air defense systems of the Russian army had hit civilian settlements in the Belgorod Oblast. Reactions to the Russian army on this issue are increasing day by day. The increase in these reactions put Vladimir Putin, the president of the Russian Federation, in a very difficult situation in domestic politics. The Russian Buriev A-50 military spy plane is known as an airborne early warning at the control jet used by Russia to help monitor Ukraine's air defenses. These military spy planes were tasked both to detect the Ukrainian military fortifications and check for potential attacks. According to reports, the production cost of these planes, which operates with a crew of 15, is estimated to exceed $300 million. As it is known, Russia has a major economic problems. For this reason, the attacks of the Ukrainian army are designed to deal heavy economic blows to the Russian army. We anticipate that the Ukrainian armed forces will carry out similar attacks again in the coming days. But will these attacks have a similar effect? We will see together. What do you think? Do you think that the Russian air defense systems shut down the Russian A-50 military spy plane? Could the Ukrainian military have shot down this plane? Or do you think these attacks will have a big impact? Do you think that the Russian military will be able to solve the crisis related to the air defense systems? And how will these events affect the power of the Russian leader, Putin? Let me know in the comments, because I read and I care about all your comments.